November 4, Romeo.
KN.
November 4,
KN.
Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. CQ, the Old Friends Net, for the Sunday edition of the Old Friends Get Together. This is W4MEC, net control for today. The Old Friends Net occurs 3 times a week, Sundays at 4 p.m. Frequency is 3715, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Same frequency. Carried out in a round table fashion, amplitude modulation only. As you can hear it, girlfriends that occurs a couple times throughout the net, 4 p.m. This is a great place to sell gear, or if you're looking for something that's a good piece or whatever. You might find it here, some information. I think so. So, for those who wish to participate, please go to W4MEC across the net.
Good afternoon, Charlie. WA4LL.
N4LQ.
This is a great place to
B4ARK. KG4IUQ.
WB4NKF. N4LQ.
WA4EVK. KG4IUQ.
The last 2 stations double try again.
K1CG3.
N4LQ.
I got you, John. Let me see what I got so far here. We got Dave WA4LR, Steve N4LQ, Brian Buddy WB4ARK, Mark KG4IUQ, Brian KN4R, Cliff WB4NKF, John K1BBC, Larry WB4NKF. Look at this.
Here's Stan.
Mark KG4IUQ.
And EVK checked in also, Charlie.
Okay. After Larry, we'll put Stan W4KR and then
Here's Stan.
It's WA4EVK. Charlie, I'm going to bow out. I got rig problems here.
Checked in also, Charlie.
Okie dokie, maybe you can fix it.
WN4 PFI.
Larry, we'll put Stan W4KR and then okay, we got WN4PFI. Anything else?
Here's Stan.
It's WA4EVK. Charlie, I'm going to bow out. I got rig problems here.
gotten the order. Just make note who's before you and who you need to turn it over to. We got LLR, LQ-ARK, IUQ, 4RNKL, IYQ, BBC. Here's the station that got the order. Just make note who's TSI and goal and ticket. We got LLR, LQ-ARK. Okay, it's W4MU. So we'll find out how today at 3 o'clock radio time is going to work for us here. I've got a good copy on everybody so far. So I didn't hear a mirror in there. Maybe he'll come in later. And we got 53 degrees here, overcast skies, and overall more or less nice day out there. So let's get started with Dave. WA4LLR in the group. W4 machine is going to work for us here.
All righty. W4MEC and the old friends, WA4LLR. Good afternoon to everybody. Up to this point, we've had sunny skies, and I think it's beginning to cloud, but it's been an absolutely gorgeous day. Currently 60 degrees, and the wind has died, which makes me very happy. All right, a tremendous WA4MEC here on top of the ridge. But good copy on everybody. The hour earlier doesn't seem to be hurting any point. We've had sunny skies. Running the Babcock NT5B and the HQ-140x. So, down to you, Steve, N4LQ, WA4LLR.
All right, Dave, WA4LLR. This is N4LQ, sounding good on the Babcock, and we're running the Collins 32V3 today, and listening on the HQ-140x and the horizontal loop antenna, about 100 watts of power. All right, Dave, WA4LLR. It was good to see the following at the Charlotte Ham Fest. I saw W4WU, K1VVC, KZ4B, K3OS, WB4NKL, W4DCS, N4IYQ, and there were some others. I think Brian was there the day before, but we missed him because we were just there on Saturday. So, let's go ahead and turn it over to Buddy. WB4ARK, N4LQ, W4NKL, W4DCS, N4IYQ, and there were some others. I think Brian was there the day before, but we missed him because we were just there on Saturday. So, let's go ahead and turn it over to Buddy. WB4ARK, N4LQ,
skies. It's been that way for a while now. Yeah, we had a little break of sun, I guess about 12 o'clock, something like that, and then it became overcast, and it's been that way ever since. We're running the LT13. It's been that way for a while. And the signals are a little bit weak together, probably because of the time, but otherwise copying everybody quite well, except there was one station there toward the end that I did not copy. I forget what his call was. Anyway, over to KG4IUQ, WB4ARK. But otherwise,
thank you very much, buddy. This is Mark, KG4IUQ,
quite well
in Shelby. Well, it's somewhat warm here. I went outside and made a little change in my antenna. I had it set up for 160 meters, so I put some clips on it so that I can put the clips on and make the antenna twice as long. If I'm using it for 80 meters, I will have it so that it's not as long, and then if I want to use it on 160, I put the clips on and it's twice as long. So I did that. Me and my wife went outside and had a good time out there. Somewhat warm. I went to church today. It was nice. I played some music and kind of like a little vacation in a way for me because I feel like I work a lot. Okay, I'm going to turn it over now to Brian, KN4R. KN4R, somewhat warm. I went to church today. It was nice. I played some music and kind of like a little...
Hello, Brian, KN4R, W4MC, your turn.
Hey, I think you turned it over to me, KN4R. I'm hearing about 1% of you guys, and Brown up near Raleigh is doing the same. So I'm just going to stand by and listen. Maybe the conditions will get better here. The KN4R.
Hello, Brian, KN4R. KN4R, it's WB4NKL. Hey, Brian. Well, 100% copy here. Some of the stations are a little weak, but coming through okay. It's got about 60 degrees and pleasant. Wind's not stirring too much. I did get out after lunch and walk.
KN4R.
KN4R, it's WB4NKL. Hey, Brian. Well, 100% copy here. Some of the stations are a little weak, but coming through okay. It's got about 60 degrees and pleasant. Wind's not stirring too much. Sounds real good. Good audio and good signal. So, pretty good group in here. I'll send it on around. Go ahead, Chuck. Info. About 60 degrees and pleasant. Wind's not stirring too much. Sounds real good. Good audio and good signal. So, pretty good group in here. I'll send it on around.
E221 looks like about 115, 120 watt carrier, and receiving copying most everybody. Charlie, for some reason, a little weak on me, and there was one other station, but for the most part, hearing everybody. And Brian, copying you good over here in East Tennessee. Enjoyed seeing everyone that Steve mentioned. Got to see all of them. Missed Brian and Brown. They were there Friday. We went over on Friday night. Before there was one other station. For the most part, hearing everybody. And Brian, copying you good over here in East Tennessee. Enjoyed and 4IYQ. Everyone
That's very good. Thanks a lot,
Steve mentioned. Got to see all of them.
good seeing you in New Hampshire.
They were there Friday. We went over on
Ron WB4OQL was there, and Carl K4RCW, and I can't remember his call. Well, two people who was the lunch was Stan Nasslinger. I don't remember his call right off the top of my head, and good thing you Ken, I can't remember his last name. I guess I'm getting kind of old. But there were a lot of the old friends folks there, and it was really nice seeing everybody. Sorry Brian didn't make it back on Saturday. We had a nice visit on Friday. So it was a good weekend all in all. Had a good time at the Hampton. I'm running the Viking 500 today, and receiving the ITC Mac. It was really nice seeing everybody receive it. Sorry Brian didn't make it. Over to Larry, WB4NKM from K1VVC. Good weekend all in all.
K1VVC from WB4NKM. Okay, John. Well, everybody's got good signals here. My name is Larry. I'm located in Wise, Virginia, and I'm receiving everybody real well. Brian, KN4R, you're sounding real good with about 30 over 9 here. We got about everybody's got good signals. It's sunny. It's real sunny, but the air's a little bit nippy. And running Ranger, driving Maratron 811 amplifier, receiving on a Hammarlund HQ-140x. The antenna is a homebrew infed of about 40 feet.
So I'm not sure, really, I got confused as to who to turn it to. I think somebody was having rig problems. I think it goes WA4PFI. This is WB4NK HQ-140.
Goes to WA4PR.
Homebrew MCZ.
Okay, Charlie and Larry, and good afternoon, everybody. This is W4KR. Temp here is 58 this afternoon, and I'm running the 813 rig this afternoon, pair of 813s modulated by a pair of 813s, and driving it with a Collins 310 C2 exciter via PTO, I should say. And let's see, receivers, this is the RCA CRE88 today. It's chugging along, copying everybody just fine. I really like that receiver. It's really sensitive. And good audio coming out of it. Larry, I was impressed with the way the 32V3 sounded. You know, some of them sound okay, and some of them sound yours sounds great. Glad to hear it. With that, Doke, here it comes. WN4PFI from W4KR.
W4KR. This is WN4PFI and such is. And good afternoon to everyone. It is 48 degrees here in such is, overcast pretty much all day. I think we had a little bit of rain this morning, but nonsense. W4KR. But we're supposed to get some rain here tomorrow. W4PFI and such is. I did not copy Charlie at A84GL. I think his name is Gilbert up in Virginia. I did not copy him. I don't know if he's copying now, but I'll turn it over to him. And Brian, I did not copy. Everybody else I'm copying just fine. So I'll turn it down, turn it up to AE4GL Gilbert in Virginia. This is WN4PFI. Go ahead. I think his name is Gilbert.
W4PFI, AE4GL.
Yeah,
I'm trying out a Ranger 2 here.
And Brian, I did not
hope it holds up. I'm getting a lot of weird noise out of it and stuff.
So I'll turn it down.
I know everybody's having a hard time copying me. I'm probably about 50 watts here. In a G5 RV. In Virginia. Yeah, I'm noise here, so I didn't copy who to send it to next. It may have went back to net control, but so you can comment on if you hear me or not, but I just finished this one up on the bench here and trying it out, the Ranger 2 there. So I think if I will send it back to net control, I will send it on to the next person. Didn't quite get it wrote down there, so this is AE4GL back to net control. So you can comment on
Okay, Gilbert, AE4GL, W4MEC. You got a good signal down here. Audio sounds great. I heard a couple of carriers on there, so who'd like to check in? Give me a call.
Didn't quite get it wrote down there, so
Okay, well, I guess they were just tuning up. Anyway, it's W4MEC, the old friends net. Good round, fellas. Maybe Boone will get his rig sorted out there. I copied everybody okay. Sorry, Brian's not hearing anything. I wonder if he's not in his normal QTH today. But anyway, it's W4MEC. Yeah, we also had a beautiful day here up until about an hour or so, Dave, and then the clouds rolled in. I took a look at the weather radar, and it's showing a bunch of stuff coming this way. It's supposed to rain here tomorrow. And Steve, it looks like tomorrow's planned trip to Kings Mountain would probably be not good. Well, not if I could make it tomorrow, or you could make it tomorrow. But it looks like it's going to be raining there. Let's see, Tom did email me and said either Monday or Friday would work for him. He's got doctor's appointments the rest of the week. So, but it looks like tomorrow's going to get rained out, so might have to consider Friday. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Let's see. It looks like it's going to be raining there.
W4MEC, WA4LR. Well, I must be in the catbird seat because I'm hearing everybody just fine, and Brian was 20 over up here easy. So I'm amazed he's not hearing. Anyway, let's see. Steve, the calling sounds good. Buddy, your ART's always. Okay, Charlie. W4MEC, WA4LR. Well, I must be in the catbird seat because I'm hearing everybody just fine, and Brian was 20 over up here easy. So I'm amazed he's not hearing. Anyway, let's see. Steve, the calling sounds good. Buddy, your ART's always. Okay, Charlie. Chuck, the Ranger sounds great. John, you're over here easy. And Larry, your Ranger sounds good. And Gil, your Ranger 2 sounds good. I'm having no problem at all copying you. Doak, you must be the cold spot at 48. In Suches. But Stan, the 813 sound great. Like I said, no issues, no problem. Let's copy it. Everybody is just booming in. And Gil, your Ranger 2 sounds good. I'm having no problem at all copying you. You look at the long-range weather. Next Saturday, of course, is the Sevierville Ham Fest. And they had taken the rain out of it, now they put it back. Temperature looks good, 74 degrees, but about a 56% chance of rain is what they're saying now. I'm hoping as we get closer to the weekend that maybe that will shift, because Irvin and I are planning on going down, and I hope we can get a little bit of dry weather for that show. Well, let's see. Space weather, sunspot count 90, solar flux index 148, and the K is 3. A few items from this day in history. On this day in 1862, at Hampton Roads, Virginia, we had the Battle of the Ironclads, the Monitor and the Merrimack. Neither one sunk the other. They both did some damage, but I guess it ended sort of a draw. On this day in 1996, George Burns passed away at the age of 100 after a show business career that spanned 93 years. Good Lord. On this day in 1959, Mattel introduced Barbie, the doll that has ever since been extremely popular. On this day in 1945, the U.S. bombed Tokyo with napalm, destroyed a quarter of the city, and ended about 80,000 lives, the count is. On this day, 1934, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, first man to travel to space, was born. He did that in 1961. On this day, 1916, Portugal invaded Columbus, New Mexico. On this day in 1831, the French Foreign Legion was founded. So there's a few things from this day in history. So, back down to you, Steve. N4LQ, WA4LR.
All right, Charlie. The WA4LR in the group, N4LQ. Everybody's coming in here really good. No problems on anybody. I did change over to the inverted V antenna for 160. It seems to be doing better, at least on receive, for whatever reason. And it's probably something to do with band conditions. Everybody's coming in here really good. Yeah, thanks for adding those other guys on at the Hamfest. I forgot about Ron, OQL, and Carl, W4RCW, and Ken, who I also forgot his call sign. Don't talk to him too often, but we did see him at the luncheon the other day. Yeah, thanks for adding those other guys on. And let's see here. Mark, you're sounding really good over here today. Good audio, good strong signal, real fine on the clips. I think they call that these days a linked dipole, where you put an insulator on the antenna on the ends and then add some more wire, and then put a link alligator clip so you can link across the insulator whenever you want to change bands.
I think they call that.
It's real fine, especially if you can reach the antenna. I always dreamed about some way to use a relay for every band along the antenna, and I thought, wouldn't that be nice to be able to just kick in a relay and switch bands that way, or use an expandable stretchy dipole and so forth, sort of like step IR. But it's not easy. How are you going to activate the relay? That's the hard part. So anyway, let's see, did I have any more comments? Gilbert, don't think I've talked to you before, but you're coming in really good here on your Ranger 2 and the G5 RV. Sounds excellent down this way in the Shelby, North Carolina. And by the way, my name is Steve. So, buddy, over to you, WB4ARK, N4LQ. Any more comments? Gilbert, don't think I've talked to you before, but you're coming in really good here on the Ranger 2 and the G5 RV.
This is WB4ARK
in the Shelby, North Carolina. And by the way, my name is Steve. So, buddy, over to you, WB4ARK, N4LQ. More comments?
Okay.
Don't think I've talked to you before.
Band is a little squirrely today. Some stations are pretty good, other stations are fairly weak. But we're hanging in there. Sun seems to be coming back out. And I was hoping John might be on today, but he's not here, so we can't talk about his transmitter. So anyway, I guess don't have much else going on, so I'm just going to pass it on to Mark. I was hoping John might be on today. So over to you, Mark. He's not here. So KG4IUQ, WB4ARK.
This is Mark, KG4IUQ.
Don't have much else going on.
You sounding good there,
I'm just going to pass it on to Mark.
W4MEC.
So over to you, Mark.
Good here.
KG4IUQ.
On the Babcock,
WB4ARK.
sound very good. This is Mark, Steve, N4LQ. You sounding good there. You're talking about a linked dipole. I heard about it sometime. Somebody was describing it here. Tried to try it. I can't really reach one end of it. I can't reach up and get it easily. Sounds very good. It's better than not having to let it. I can always let it down, change it, put it back up. I don't get on the air very much. Good that you had a good time at the Ham Fest. I can't really reach one end of it. The Collins 32V3 sounds good. I was talking to you, Steve, and Boone about my Swan 350, trying to figure out what's wrong, and talking about bringing tubes over there, testing them. I have discovered that when I put a 10-amp fuse in this thing and I turned it on, and I can hear there's a place in the power supply that's emanating a sound. It sounds like it's not coming from the speaker of the transceiver, it's coming from inside the power supply, kind of like a sound. And I'm going to look into that before I go any further. Buddy, ARK sounding good. Sounds like it's Brian KN4R. He was saying he could not copy well, but copy him fine. And Cliff, NKL, sounding good. And N4IYQ, Chuck in East Tennessee, you sounding good. John, K1TVC, the Viking 500 and the ITG Mackay 3010C. Very good here. And Larry, NKM, in Virginia with the Ranger. You sound fine here. Stan, W4KR, you sound good. Doak, WN4PFI, and Such Georgia, you sound good. And AEGL, 50 watt, very good here. And Larry, NKM, in Virginia with the Ranger, KN4R, KG4IU, W4KR.
Okay, Mark, KG4IUQ in a group, KN4R. Well, I copied about 50% of your transmission. You were down about S1, but I did hear most of what Dave said. I can barely hear Steve and also Buddy. So conditions are a little wacko here. I don't know if Brown checked in or not, but if so, take him off the list. He gave up and he's going to run some errands. So anyway, conditions are getting a little better as time goes on here. It's just early. So over to you, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group, KN4R. I don't know if Brown checked in or not, but if so, take him off the list. He gave up.
Yeah, okay, Brian, KN4R. Absolutely, man. Forgot to go with battery. Yeah, I thought they had 100% here, so that's kind of strange. Their conditions aren't receptive. Hey, and you, Brian, you got a good signal here. Yeah, okay, GL, you're sounding good. The Ranger's doing fine down this way, and good audio. And let's see, the stuff from Hamfest. I was proud of myself, Dave. I didn't bring home too much. That's the goal here lately. I did bring home my Carlin speaker that I got from JP. And it looked a little rough, and I picked it up, but I got home and I got audio. Give it the Oz treatment, and it shined up pretty good, so I'll put that to my 75A1 in the basement station and replace the national speaker that I got down there. So that's about it. I also picked up some stereo panel mount jacks at Switchcraft, and I think that was it, besides for my ticket. But I had a good time, and there was a lot of stuff that would have tempted the old Cliff. I'm about to get over some of that. So I'll send it on around. Go ahead, Chuck. N4RYQ, WB4NK, panel mount jacks.
Okay, WB4NKL, N4IYQ. I think Cliff was afraid he'd filled the car up. My little SUV's not quite as big as his bigger SUV. But we enjoyed getting to see everybody. There was a broad selection of things around. Some boat anchors, some modern rigs, a lot of hybrids were there. I didn't come home with anything except two little 8-pin mini VIN plugs. And Cliff bought one extra ticket to round it off to 15, hoping that he'd win the grand prize. But since he's not tooting his horn, I don't guess that he did. And yes, we did get to see Ron and Carl. And like I say, always good to see everybody, Richard. And good to hear you in here, Gil. Don't believe we've had the occasion to meet. Larry, good to hear you up in Wise. Hearing most everybody pretty good. Signal's already a little crazy, but we're hearing everybody okay. I need to make this my last one. I've got to get upstairs and do something, but it's certainly good to join in with all the old friends. Hope the weather's good for Saturday at Sevierville. Looking forward to that. Of course, it's not a bad drive from here. Maybe you take a pop-up tent just in case. So, John, I'm down to you. K1 BBC. Consider me signed. Good afternoon, everyone. N4IYQ.
N4IYQ in the group. K1 BBC. Chuck, have a good week coming up, and good seeing you. And I think it was a good turnout at the Hamfest. It seemed pretty crowded most of the time. Just a couple of comments. I've been at Hamfest at a much bigger that have less Collins equipment, particularly S-line equipment, and although the prices on most of them were pretty reasonable, any Collins S-line equipment sold that I could see. Pretty crowded most of the time. There was some boat anchors, ones that were reasonably priced, may have sold, I don't know, but like always, some of the stuff was kind of crazy priced. But there was a terrific selection of items there. And it's a nice facility. I mean, compared to where some of the handlers are, you have to go use the restroom there. Is really nice and clean as opposed to some other places. I guess it's different things about the Hampton items. So, with that, I'll turn it over to Larry. Oh, by the way, Gil, you're coming through great, sound great. Brian, you're booming in here, so you may not be hearing us, but you're coming in great here in Greer. WB4NKM, K1BBC.
Yeah, K1BBC from WB4NKM. Okay, John.
I'll turn it over to Larry. Oh, by the way,
Well, everybody's
great, sound great.
everybody's got good signal here in Wise. I don't know if just a little bit of QSB, but mostly good signals, copying everybody. Gil, sounding great from Abingdon. Your Ranger's doing great. Good audio over here in the Wise. Everybody's got good signal here. And healing process is coming along. Got out yesterday and we had a trip down to Tennessee. We went to Johnson City. It was my birthday from Abingdon. I turned 73 and invited me down to a restaurant. We all met down in Johnson City and that was, had a real good time. Got to meet the family that I hadn't seen for a while. A restaurant I never had been to. So, that was wore out when I got back. Had to do a little bit of walking because they don't, they put restaurants up, but they don't have any parking lots. And before you park, you gotta walk a long ways. Won't hold it too long here, enjoying checking into the net. I guess conditions will improve as time goes on, but it's great here right now. Over to you, Stan. We got wonderful sound up here into Virginia today, too. W4KR, WB4NKM.
All right. Okay, Larry, thank you. WB4NKM. And the old friends group, W4KR. Well, John and I almost rolled off the table.
Wonderful sound up here into
When you mentioned restroom facilities at some other places.
All right.
We won't mention S by name, will we, John? No. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, well, yeah, indeed. Let's see here. Gil, good to meet you. My name is Stan. I'm outside of Walhalla, South Carolina, up in the northwest corner of South Carolina, near the Georgia and North Carolina border, up in the Blue Ridge foothills. And good signal from the Ranger. Ranger sounds good, and the quality of the audio looks good. I was looking at you. Up in the northwest corner of South Carolina. Yes, gadget to let me look at patterns, and it looks good modulation level. Good fills out the bandwidth very nicely, and you're loud. So well done, my friend. Well done. And welcome. Glad to have you aboard. Let's see. What else do I know this afternoon that's worth talking about? I don't know. Steve, I don't remember if I mentioned it last time or not. The 32V3 sounds good too. I fact, that's why I turned on the pan adapter originally, because it sounds good. And with that, I'm gonna turn it back to Doak and sign out with this one. I'm on the hook for fixing dinner tonight, so I'm gonna have to get upstairs and get started pretty soon, because it's gonna take a couple of hours to get that done. Take care, everybody. Signals have been good all afternoon, and I guess I was wondering what that hour time change was going to do, and it hadn't really had much of an effect, if any. I'm on the hook for fixing that. Over to you, Duke, and we shall see you all next week, thank the Lord willing. WN4 PFI. This is W4KR. Signals have been good all afternoon, and
W4KR. Dan, over in Waha, this is Doak, and such as WN4 PFI, okay. Everybody's signal came up some there here in such as, I guess I'm the only station from Georgia today. But I'm copying just about everybody, and Brian, I did hear you. Maybe I can hear Gil now up in Virginia, and such as WN4 PFI. Gil and Larry, I used to live in Stewart. Signal came up some back in the early 90s. I guess I'm the only station. Very, very beautiful part of that state. Lived there for 5 years. But I'm copying just about so I know about where both of you are. Maybe I can hear Gil now up in Virginia. See, Charlie, I'm gonna make this my last. I'm gonna listen on a little bit, but not much going on here. My wife and I are planning a trip over to Fort Payne, Alabama, in a couple of weeks to a ham fest that they have over there. It's a small ham fest. But we enjoy going over to the North Alabama mountains. They're not as big as the ones around here or up in North Carolina, but it's a lovely area over there. And so we're going to go there in a couple of weeks. Other than that, I don't have much to put on here today. So, Gil, if you're copying me, I'll turn it over to you, and Charlie, I'll close out. I'll listen for a little bit. Thanks for letting me get on today. AE4GL up in Virginia. This is Doak in such as WN4 PFI. And I'll be clear. Good afternoon, guys.
W4 PFI, AE4GL. Well, thanks for the good report, sir. I had a little trouble with time coming back through my receiver, and I still might have to make an adjustment or so. It sounds like popcorn and several other different things coming in, but I wasn't sure how good it was sounding out there. This is the second one I repaired this week, but just wondering if it was going to hold up. Still got some of the old Johnson tubes in it. It's got a little Johnson man's head on the tubes there. There was a couple of them bad there. I had to toss them out. But everybody sounded good coming in here. Dave and Cliff and all of you there. Make a real good trip from down in Shelby, North Carolina. Yeah, it's just... it's up and down a little bit. The band's a little squirrely, but yeah, it's a good copy here, and hope this Ranger holds up. I want to pair it up, one of them up with a Johnson Viking cooler amplifier, and get a little more power out there. So I'll be heard just a little bit better. So I think I'll go ahead and say 73 there. Thanks for you all picking me up there and let me in, and I'll say 73 all the way around, and thanks for letting me into the old friends group, such as AE4GL in Abingdon.
Okay, Gil, AE4GL and the group W4MC, thanks for dropping in. Come back any other time, meet 3 times a week. We're here. Let's see, do you have any other check-ins that would like to join us? Come now. I guess Boone didn't get that transmitter working. W4MC and the old friends. So we got Chuck, RIQ, and KR and EBK, PFI, and GL all checked out, so that leaves about 8 of us, so we'll go around at least one more time. Y'all can drop off if you want, and then I'll make an official shutdown here. So before me seeing the old friends, did I say that? Okay. I guess you call them the group came in about looking at cleaning up property from the government and put in an application for, they said, a dangerous tree removal. And I got a couple of leaners here, and I was worried about them, and they said, "Oh, you take them out." Well, he came over today and surveyed the area, and he looked at my leaners, and he said, "Well, here's the guideline: 30 degrees at the trunk before they'll worry about it." Well, they're nowhere near 30 degrees; they're only a little bit. They said they look at that, they're basically a straight tree. So I'm not getting any free tree removal, that's for sure. They did say they come up and pick up the rest of the brush though, but I've been picking away at that now that the dump is not free. When the dump was free, they had a line from here in Spartanburg, people wanting to dump everything off, and when they went back to charging by the ton, they all went away. So that's when I started going. So I load up the trailer and take it over there and dump it. About $20 a load, about a half a ton, I guess. And I was happy with that because I didn't have to stand and sit in line with the truck line. So anyway, well, I'll tell you this. I do the membership from a gun club there, and people send me applications to join the club and all that stuff, and I go through the paperwork. But I was going through one day, and I got to the end of it there, and there was a piece of paper in there that shouldn't have been. I had to call them up. And it wasn't for the person making application to the club, but it was apparently somebody is an accountant or a tax person, because there was a tax form there for somebody. And I'm not going to say who it was. I already forgot the name. But somebody local. But the income for last year was over $1 million. Man, oh man. I barely made it into 5 digits, you know. I'm looking at 7-digit income. I said, good grief. Yearly income over $1 million. That's impressive, you know. So, but anyway, they could get in trouble for that, probably. Let me see that, but I ain't going to say anything. And they can just do what they got to do with it. But I've never run across a millionaire before, but anyway, at least I know there's at least one of them in Hendersonville. So, WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC. They could get in trouble for that.
Okay, Charlie. I got a phone call, so I'm going to bow out on this one. Let me say 7-3 to everybody. God bless. Hope y'all have a great rest of the weekend, and Lord willing, we'll catch up with you on Tuesday morning. Down to you, Steve. Charlie, thanks for calling. N4LQ, WA4LLR 73.
All right, this is N4LQ. Let's see, I got an email today from somebody that is in charge of the Raleigh Hamfest, the RARS Hamfest, and they had seen a video that I made of one of the Hamfest at, let's see, what is that thing, up west of here, Waynesville, yeah. And a few years ago, somebody had an entire Hamfest community and everything set up with Legos, big display of Legos, and they wanted me to put that on, and all I did was kind of take a picture of it. So I'm trying to find out if anybody knows who's behind that. I can put them in touch, because they're offering a free flea market spot if they'll come and set their Legos up. Anyway, and Cliff, I'm wondering if you could describe what this Oz treatment is, because I don't know if anybody's familiar with what the Oz treatment is. That would be an interesting thing. because they're offering free community. Brian, I hope you can copy over there. I'm telling you, everybody's copying you. And I said you had a dead receiver, but he's saying there's like 4 receivers there, and they're all the same way. So, I don't know, maybe it's a switch or something. Anyhow, over to buddy WB4ARK N4LQ. Everybody's copying you, and I'm wondering if he said you had a dead receiver. Steve, he's saying there's like receivers there, and they're all the same way.
About 12 o'clock.
I don't know, maybe it's a switch or something. Anyhow, over to buddy WB4ARK N4LQ.
Helping him get the door installed. He was changing the door out when had some problems there, and so then his alarm system had some issues, and he got to working on that. And the guy that installed that thing, he didn't tighten the screws down really properly on the main circuit board. GG alarm. Several were ready to fall out. Alarm system had some issues, and so I tightened up about 4 of those in the circuits that were protecting doors and windows and so forth. And I tell you what, I think he's retired now. I think that's probably a bit ready to go. Well, 73. Thanks, Charlie, calling the net in the circuit, and we'll look forward to Tuesdays. So, over to KG4IUQ WB4ARK.
This is Mark, KG4IUQ. Well, it's been a pleasure to be on this net. I'm going to get off here and go see if I can storm door back on. It got blown off yesterday.
So, over to KG4.
I'll say 73, and I'm going to pass it on to, I believe it's KN4R, Brian. KG4IU.
Okay, Mark, KG4IUQ in the group, KN4R. Well, just to let everybody know, the switch is happening right now. I just started hearing signals about less than 5 minutes ago, but now they're not as strong as they normally are, but they're getting there. So it's just propagation. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm using an R390A here receiver. I'm also using my Sun 2DX receiver. I use my 7610. I just started hearing signals. Anyway, I'll say 73s. Everybody have a good one. And to move the net back half an hour or so because of the time change, I'd be all for it. So anyway, over to you, Cliff. WB4NKL in the group, KN4R.
KN4R, WB4NKL.
I'll say 73.
That's sort of strange condition because you've been about 20 over here the whole time. Good coffee. I'm out in the DC610. About legal limit here, I guess, on the output. And Steve, the Oz treatment, that's the name of the company, or the polish is Oz, and it was recommended to me by Greg Gore over there, the national collector over there around Charlotte. And it's manufactured by RPM wood finisher, and it's in Hickory, North Carolina. But it's amazing on the wrinkle finish. It'll take all the dust. You know how it gets dust. You can't get the dust off of it. They call it the cream polish. We spray it on and wipe it down a little bit, and it's manufactured. It's almost magic on the wrinkle finish. You just have to get you. I think I can find it on Amazon. They've got it in spray cans, and Chuck had bought some just to take all the dust, liquid in a bottle. Both of them work okay. I think I like the spray can maybe a little better. But you have to get some and try it there on your wrinkle finish radios. This speaker looked kind of rough when I got it. I had it on Amazon. I streaked it down the middle of the cabinet, and after I got through with the Oz, it took all that out, and it looked real good. I'll say 73s, and enjoyed it. Plan on going to Sevierville. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. Thanks for calling it, Charlie. John, you didn't say, but I guess I'll probably see you there at Sevierville Saturday. K1VBC, WB4NK, and that's real good.
WB4NKL, K1VBC. Thanks, Cliff. I'm not sure I'm going to go to Sevierville. I've got a couple of other things coming up over the weekend. And actually, my wife's away in New York visiting her aunt this weekend. She'll probably, I think she's getting home Saturday, so I wouldn't be able to go up there. And I agree with you about the odds. I buy both the spray bottle and the cream. It's a sort of a cream, like in a larger bottle, which I like to use because I can put it on a soft rag and use that to clean. But the Oz does work very, very good cleaning black wrinkles. And I got the information about it from Greg Gorge, like you did. Charlie, thanks a lot for running the net today, which I like. Had a great time. I got put on a lunch last week, and hope everybody has a good week. And I think Larry's still there. And K1VBC.
Thank you, John. K1VBC from WB4NKM. Well, I enjoyed being in here this afternoon with all the check-ins, and everybody's still sounding great up here. The band must be stretched out. I'm not having any problems hearing anybody. Thank you, John. K1VBC from WB4NKM. Story and information about the leaders. I've got one here myself, but I'll have to measure to see what the degree is. Anyway, 73 to everybody, and Cliff, might catch you on later on tonight. You're going to be around. 34MAC, WB4NKM. The leaders.
Okay, real good. W4NKM and the old friends, W4MEC. Well, everybody kind of self-checked out there, except for Steve, so I guess he'll go too. Let's see. Thanks for everybody that joined today, and yeah, I agree with everybody else. Brian, you were moving in here the entire time. Well, I'm not at the very beginning, but you were Q5 at the beginning, but still strong all the way through. So no issues on this end copying you. And we got the net on Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock. We'll see how that works. We might have to slide it back on Sunday, especially as summer comes along here. And a little later into the day, we'll see how that goes too. Thanks for everybody. No issues on this end. Probably 1864 tonight. 7-3, all 74.
W4MEC and 4LQ. I was looking at the weather forecast for tomorrow, and it's only 25%, so I don't think there's much to worry about. And even then, that doesn't start until early in the morning, so it looks like early in the morning would be the best time to do it. And if you wait till Friday, it looks like going into the weekend, probably even a higher chance of rain, so you may never get it done, so I don't think there's much to worry about. And even then, that doesn't start until, yeah, sure am. That'll work fine for me. If you wait till Friday, it looks like going into the weekend, probably even a higher chance of rain. You may never get it done.
It's a pretty big chunk of water down below us, and I don't know if it's going to come up this way or not, but we'll watch and see what happens.
Sure am.
Yeah,
just let me know one way or the other, and I can be ready to go. And yeah, I can copy Brian just fine here. I think it's some kind of ionospheric rectification where the signals only go one way, and that's away from Brian's. So I'm not sure what he's got going there. He sent me a recording of what he was hearing, and it almost sounded like his RF gain was turned all the way down, but he's saying he tried it on different receivers. So anyway, well, I'm going to go check him on Carl's repeater. He wants to try it. He's got an amplifier on his 2-meter rig, so we'll go there and take a listen. What he was hearing, W4MEC and 4LQ. His RF gain was turned all the way down, but he's saying he tried it on different receivers. So anyway, well, I'm going to go check him on Carl's repeater. He wants to try it. He's got an amplifier on his 2-meter rig, so we'll go there and take a listen. What he was hearing, W4MEC and 4LQ. His RF gain was turned all the way down, but he's saying he tried it on different receivers. So anyway, well, I'm going to go check him on Carl's repeater. He wants to try it. He's got an amplifier on his 2-meter rig, so we'll go there and take a listen. W4MEC and 4LQ. RF gain was turned all the way down, but he's saying he tried it on different receivers. So anyway, well, I'm going to go check him on Carl's repeater. He wants to try it. He's got an amplifier on his 2-meter rig, so we'll go there and take a listen. W4MEC and 4LQ.
WF2. Hello, test WF2, Whiskey Foxtrot 2 uniform. I guess I missed the net today. WF2. Hello, test WF2.
Where to, man?
Whiskey Foxtrot 2 uniform. I guess I missed the net today.
Yeah. Well, you sound great, Mir. This is Larry, WB4MKM. I didn't have a root shut completely down, and I was talking to Cliff on the
I guess I missed the net today.
I'm located up in Wise, Virginia. It's been a while since I've worked here, but I heard you a lot on the net. Well, you sound great, Mir. This is good audio, too, up here.
Yeah, good evening, Larry.
Thanks for yeah, good to hear you. Anyway, you have good signal to your 10 overnight. And I guess I missed it because now I remember that they were talking about starting at 3 o'clock. And yeah, that's what I call inertia. My inertia just drove me to come out here at 4 o'clock. So now I have to make a note to do it an hour earlier, obviously. So as soon as I didn't hear anybody calling the net, I remembered. I'm using inertia. My inertia is from the 80s. It's a separate Yaesu FR101 receiver that is matched with a FL101 transmitter. You can use them as in transceive or separate. I'm using it, and that's putting out on AM 20 watts, 25 watts. Cranked it down not to over dissipate the amplifier, so is matched with a amplifier is a Yaesu FL2100B, putting out about 325 watts peak on AM. The antenna is an end-fed half-wave.